Hello from Isaiah 61 Gardens. Here is a late March video of us direct sowing right into our garden. We picked some cold hardy crops and even some kale that we're trying for the first time and put them right in the ground. The ground's cold, frosty, we can see our breasts, but we're out there planting seeds. So it's March 21st, we got some garlic sprouting out. We have a bed that's prepped. You can see we're starting to make our holes to plant some seeds. And yes, I said March 21st, I can see my breath. It's cold out here. The soil's workable. Soil temp's probably less than 40 degrees, but we're gonna plant. And I'm kind of doing this video because I've seen all sorts of memes and different posts saying not to start your seeds until the soil's like 45, 50 degrees because they don't germinate until that temperature. Well, I'm going to kind of say false to that for cold hardy vegetables, and here's the reason why. The claim is that the animals and the birds will eat the seeds. Well, that can happen anytime. You can plant seeds and the very next day something's been in there and tearing them up. That can happen if it's May, June, July, or in my case, March. And then the other claim is that the seeds rot. Well, if you think naturally, seeds will fall in the fall down on the soil, and then they overwinter there on the ground where in the spring they sprout up. I'm sure there is some loss to rot, but the benefit is far greater than the risk of those seeds rotting. And if that's a concern, then just sow a little bit heavier. So we're gonna use our cold hardy crops in this bed. We got 50 square feet and we're gonna pack it in tight. As you can see, we already have garlic. There's one row of radish where the pipe is. And then we're gonna start our carrots, and it is very, very tight. This is MI Gardener's high intensity version of growing. And what do we got? What are you planting?
I got 1 spinach and 3 varieties of carrots.
All right, Levi's got some spinach and carrots. Thank you, Levi. What do you got?
I got 2 spinach and some radishes.
Your radishes, which you already put in, and then a big bag of beets. Yep, and then somewhere else there's kale. So we're gonna have our garlic, 1 row of radish, 6 rows of carrots, followed by a nice patch of beets, a nice patch of spinach, a nice patch of kale, and then we'll fit in some onion sets. I know some people are against onion sets. I don't grow onions from start, I just use sets. And then right here on this trellis will be peas. All of that can be planted right now when the ground is cold. It will do just fine. It'll pop up when it's ready. It'll germinate when the temp is right. And as long as you do whatever you have to do to deter the animals from getting in there, you'll be fine. As long as you have a well draining soil like this bed is, you won't have the risk of rot, or a huge risk of rot. So we're gonna put this on a time lapse, and you're gonna see this entire bed get planted out. So while you're enjoying this time lapse, I wanted to share with you real quick the verse that we get the name for this YouTube channel, and it comes from Isaiah 61 verse 11. For as the earth brings forth its sprouts, and as the garden causes what is sown in it to sprout up, so the Lord God will cause righteousness and praise to sprout up before all nations. All right, so we got it all planted out, all 50 square feet, and we began with garlic, then we got radishes, beets, spinach, kale, carrots, onions, peas, all packed into this bed, all cold hardy. All will do just fine. We pack it in tight because we don't have a lot of space, and that's gonna kind of work as a cover crop. Some weeds can't really grow up in it. The only thing that's gonna be able to grow is the seed we put down. We have to stay on top of that a little bit at the beginning, but other than that, the weed control isn't really necessary because it grows so thick. Then we harvest everything out of this, and then we plant some later season stuff in here. So this bed gets used and abused. I do use chicken wire. I do use bird netting to keep the birds out from trying to get at the worms or the seeds, to keep my birds out because they're sitting here watching us looking pretty hungry, and also to keep the squirrels out because they'll come in here and try to berry. But once these vegetables get well established, we remove all that stuff. So like I say, this is a really early plant for us. We usually always plant out this bed really, really early, Watch our 30-second garden updates. When things start to sprout, I do a different garden update every week. It's 30 seconds long. I do them as YouTube shorts. Check them out, because that'll give you an idea of how well this bed's gonna do, even though we planted out this entire bed in March, the minute I could hand till. Thanks for watching.